Hello and welcome back to the workshop. I'm Jimmy the Mower and today we're looking at the Ferrex Garden Shredder, available now on an Aldi special buy. So the first thing we need to do is get it out of this box. Oh, the all-important 3-year guarantee or warranty. That's in there. Blimey, that's heavy. Right, I'm going to have to pop this box down on the floor and lift it all onto the table. I think it's all in one unit. Goodness me, that took some lifting, I'll tell you. Now, I think this is it, and the main body's sort of in there. We've got a load of these foam pieces all around the side. So if I pull these out, and with a bit of luck, I think the drawer slides out and that's where all our stuff is. I'm not 100% sure. You never are you, with these things until you try. Oh, goodness. Right, another bit of foam, another bit of foam, another bit of foam. Hey, I haven't had this much foam about since I was at an Ibiza foam party in about 1995. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. First of all, I'll try and wrestle out the instructions from in the middle. There we go. Blimey, some wheels and stuff in there as well, I think. Couple of wheels. All important instruction book. Oh, and some nuts and bolts and an Allen key. And some bits of plastic. No doubt they'll come in handy later on. Handle of some sort, the flex. I don't know if I can just pull that straight, lift the motor straight out. I think this is the workings of the machine here. Looks like a big motor. Again, it's all squashed in with foam blocks. See if we can get those out. Right, slide these wheels out. Dropped a clanger there. There goes my magnetic tool tray. Right, I'm going to have to lift this out with 2 hands, I think. Roll it on its side and maul it around. Now you'll be able to tell that this isn't really a one-person job. It's certainly not for the faint-hearted. There's the other wheels. Another bit of foam. And there's the tub. So that's the bottom tub. That's where you collect all your bits of garden waste and mulch once they've been chopped up. That goes in there. We'll put that down on the floor for a moment. A metal bar, I'm not 100% sure what that's for. And then we've got the main unit here. So this is the main unit where the motor's kept. And you'll put all your branches and bits that need chopping up into there. They get chopped up, it will go through here and out the bottom and into that plastic tub, and hopefully you can put it out of there onto your compost heap or into the recycling bin. So I'll just have a quick flick through the instructions, see how we've got to assemble all this together, and then I'll get right back to you. Well then, I've had a good read of the comprehensive manual and I can see how we put everything together now. It looked a bit complicated and a bit daunting at first. I spent about 10 minutes looking for where this handle goes, but I'll explain that later. Right, we've got basically, this is the bottom of the unit as I thought. We need to put 2 stops on the bottom. These act as stands, so when it's sort of in a resting position, it will stand on those and it won't be able to move backwards and forwards, because we're going to put these 2 wheels on at the back. Now these 2 wheels, they fit onto this axle, and the axle goes all the way through. We then put a split pin or cotter pin through, depending on where in the world you're from. We put that through to hold the wheel on, and then we put the wheel trim on the back. Wheels on the back, stops on the front, and then finally we get the big machine and pop that on top, and we can screw that in as well. So we'll put the stops on first, because if I put the wheels on first, it'll roll off my bench. So we'll put the stops on first. We've got a long screw there, and it goes through. You've got 2 of these long screws, so you know it's those 2, and they go through there and into the other side. Now there are no tools supplied with this, so I'm going to have a route around. I don't know if I've got any screwdrivers in the tub that I knocked off there or not, but I'll have to see. I'll turn this over because it'll probably be a little bit easier to get this through. Right, there's that, and that's how that goes on. Hopefully, yeah, I've got a posi drive screwdriver, so that'll fit in there. Put that on. Won't put it on tight, just make sure it's done up, and we put the next one on. If you've got a little drill or something that you're going to use, or an impact driver, a lot of people have those these days, to put these on with, just be careful, because you are just screwing into plastic, a plastic block on the other side, and a bit too much pressure on there and you'll easily just round it off and it will strip. So just get it on tight enough so it just grips the metal bar, and that should be enough really. We'll do this one now. Goodness me, that one's tight in there. Turn it round so you can see. Right, both on tight, that's good. So that's that. That's the stops at the front. And now we need to get the wheels on at the back. So I think what I'll do, I'll put the axle through first. Again, if we stand that up so you can see what I'm doing. Put the axle through here. And then we put a wheel on. I'm not 100% sure where these washers go, but I would think probably one goes on the inside of there, and then when we've put the wheel on, if you put the wheel with the cone, that cone there, on the inside, okay, and then put the other washer on the outside. So that's the other washer on. Now here we have a little split pin. Now a split pin, it's got a hoop in one end, bent round, and it's 2 pins together, right? So the 2 pins, they slide through the small hole in the axle, if I can see. Through the small hole in there. And then when it gets to the other side, as the name suggests, a split pin, we pull the one pin away from the other. One's a little bit longer, and it pulls away from the other. And now that cannot fall back out the hole, so that's on, okay? So that's on. Now, next is your plastic trim, your little wheel trim on there, look very snazzy. So we've got some little slots in there that should fit into. So we'll try and get that. Got to try and get them to match up all the way around, that's it. That one's not playing ball. take the axle out and just do it stood up. I did hear people say on the forum that these don't always go in very well, so I'll just try and bend it round, push it in. No, this one's not having it. Oh, I don't know. That one's not having it. We'll turn it round and see if we can get that one in a different hole. And we're left with this one again, won't go in. I can see why. There's a little lug of plastic on the side that just needs to be taken off. I'll just grab my knife, I'll just shave that off and I'll be back with you. I can see why people have been having trouble now, and I didn't need the knife. I grabbed the knife out of there and I looked at it and I thought, right, I'll have a quick look and just see why people have been having trouble at getting these on. And when you turn it round on the wheel, you'll notice that these slots on here, one of these slots is slightly bigger than the others. And one of these on the covers, one of these little lugs here, they're slightly bigger as well, just one of them. So you've got to turn it round and you get the biggest lug in the biggest hole, and once they're lined up, the rest lines up. So that's how it is, you know. More haste, less speed. You need to just look at these things carefully and not just assume that there's a manufacturing fault or problem. Right, so we'll put this axle back through now. We've got the split pin in place. That's holding the wheel on. Got a washer at the front and a washer at the back. And then we've got this. And then I'll pull that towards me. And let's make sure we've got this bit in the biggest hole. That's there. And there you go. Hey presto, easy, easy. Easy when you know how, eh? Right, let's turn it round and we'll do the other one. I'll do the other one, should be twice as quick really. Washer onto there. Wheel with the cone side facing in. Split pin or cotter pin through the hole. That's easier said than done, eh? I'll put it up towards me so I can pull the one side down. You can pull these with your fingers. If you haven't got strong hands, you can probably grab a pair of pliers or something from somewhere. You know, I've normally got stuff knocking about on the bench. Grab a pair of pliers and just bend those over to stop them coming out, but I use my thumbs. And then with this one, we haven't got to get a knife, we haven't got to trim it down. We just look for the widest lug, which is there. And we'll look for the widest hole, which is there. So that goes in, and hopefully this one will just clip on all the way around. And there you go, we've got the wheels on. So we've got the wheels on, and that's how it works. There, and then we put it down, it's on the stand. With a bit of luck, it shouldn't move. Right, that's great then. Now we've just got to get this big section onto the top and locked in, and for that we use these screws here. I don't know what the Allen key's for yet, I haven't worked that out, but these screws here and a slotted screwdriver, and it should hold them in place underneath. So I found my large slotted screwdriver. All I've got to do now is lift this up and put it on the top. Right, I'll tell you how it fits. It fits with this at the front there. So this bit, there's a slot underneath, and this slot here fits in to a slot on the front. If we lift that over, you can see there's a slot there on the front, and that's where the front locks in. And then the back bit here fits on there, and that's where it goes through to the bottom basket. So we've got to lift this up onto there. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing this on your own. This is really heavy. You know, I'm a big chap and it's heavy for me. So just take care if you're doing it yourself. Now we'll lift this on. I've got to move that round to there. Slide it along and it should, in theory, drop into place. There we go. That's in and that's locked in. Now we need these 4 screws here and we put them in from underneath. There's 4 locator holes underneath here. I'll get a photo of those so you can see where they are, and I'll just pop those in one by one and tighten it up. So that's all done then. We've got the actual shredder securely attached to the base. We've got the wheels on the base and the stand. All we need to do now is put the box in there to catch all of our debris. Now you'll notice there's a little green handle on this box and it goes in with a green handle at this side, and I'll show you why now. It's a bit fiddly to get in, I think. Lift it up, that's it. Slots along the rails and moves in. And there's the green handle. Now this green handle is like a safety for this. You cannot turn this on. You can't just put this over a tub or a bin or something and turn it on and get it going. It has to be sitting on this base, so it's nice and safe. So once that's on there, we can lift this handle and you'll hear it click. There you go, and that's locked in. And once that's locked in, we can turn that on. So there you go, we've completed the assembly then. We can go out and try this in a garden, cut some stuff down, put it through and see how it works, but that's a whole nother video. If you've got anything nice to say or this video helped you out, please put it in the comments section below. If you'd like to visit my website, then go to www.jimmythemower.com. Give me the thumbs up, subscribe if you can, because I really would appreciate it, and we've got loads and loads of videos for you to watch. I'm Jimmy the Mower, I'll catch you on the next one.